Okay, great. Yeah, what a day. We had such a, just very rich content today. I'm really happy. I hope everyone really enjoyed and participated in many sessions at Expo and interact with many other participants. So this is the last session of the day, and before we closing up, I wanted to introduce you to my colleague Shitar Sharma, joining from in India. And I invited her to here today to this session because I wanted to introduce you to another kind of ICT for Ag event called ICT for Ag Plus. This is a kind of complementary sister event series that we kind of developed a couple of months ago. Out of the realization that a lot of things we do in global event are not necessarily really, you know, reaching all the local digital ecosystem innovators in many other parts of the world. We are trying to make this event really inclusive to like 3 different time zones and many different kind of new areas covered in the topics, etc. But still, our main language we are speaking here is English. A lot of speakers are also speaking in English. We also try to translate that in caption in local languages, etc. But it's really not enough. We wanted to have local, our colleagues, our local innovators to have their own kind of gathering of talking about how they can make digital ICT4Ag more inclusive and innovative for those local participants. So out of that, the hint we got was from TED and TEDx. So yeah, if you know the TED event, so this is global main kind of technology, entertainment, and design event happening in California in the US. But they also have something called TEDx, which is kind of sister satellite event, organized in similar format and function, but it's locally organized by local institution in local language and local content. So we kind of borrowed that idea. So we have ICT for Ag will be our annual event happening globally, just like what we are having today, yesterday, and tomorrow. But we are also encouraging our local partner institution to organize their own ICT4Ag Plus event as a satellite event. If you go to our website, conference website, you will see a dedicated page called ICT4Ag Plus, where you will see brief kind of description of what we imagined it becomes. And we also have a contact information here. We have a supporting package that to provide kind of branding and design of the agenda and kind of giving you a little bit of instruction on how you might want to organize this event. And the great news to share today is that two of such events already happened, or actually one of them is happening right now. And Shital today is going to share her story of how the first such event happened in Indonesia, Jakarta, Indonesia, recently. And so that she can also show you some of the slides from the event and share some stories of how it went. So with that, I will give floor to Shital. So yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Jao. And I have been going through some of the presentations before, and they're really exciting. And this event, the ICT for Ag Plus event, it was totally new for us. So when you shared this, that, we would like to do this event, it really clicked well with not only us, but with our partners in Indonesia, BSIP under the Ministry of Agriculture. And they were super excited because one of the key reasons they are usually not able to join the global events is the different time zones. Plus, all the presentations are in English. So it's sometimes difficult to engage at a country level. So this event came as very well and very accepting from their side. I have a couple of slides to share from the event, and I'll now share my screen. Okay, are you able to see the screen? Okay. Okay, so I'll start with this ICT4Ag Plus event, which was organized in Indonesia with BSIP in Jakarta on 9th of October 2023. We organized the event based on the resources which were provided to us through the Digital Innovation Initiative. And we kind of replicated the main event with 3 sessions, mainly the innovation, inspiration, and inclusion. However, before we went into the deep understanding of these 3 sessions, we had an opening session with Zhao, who kind of welcomed all the participants, also talked about why this session was being organized, and with an hope that this will facilitate more conversations, also will come out with more valuable insights, and will also kickstart meaningful collaboration. I must say that the event actually was able to achieve these. We then also had a keynote remarks from Dr. Kentaro Toyama, and he highlighted the importance of digital technology integration with existing agriculture infrastructure. A keynote from him was very inspiring for the local participants. These were the only 2 presentations which were in English, and following these, all the sessions were organized in Bahasa language. One thing which we could totally witness over there was the engagement from the participants, since it was in Bahasa. Most of the participants who came from the government sector, the private sector, who have been involved in the agriculture systems, but also there were different NGOs who were present, who are engaged with the farmers. Coming to the first session, which was on innovation, the first presentation was from Mr. Dimas Puntranto from Viamo. And they talked about their innovative technology of use of mobile in agriculture extension and advisory. Now, most of the time, when we talk about advisory system, the issue of unavailability of internet uh, is always there, especially if we go to remote areas, and most of the people are left untouched because they do not have access to internet. So Viamo developed an IVR, interactive voice response system, that can be used on all kind of devices. IVR does not need data to connect to the internet and can also be accessed in the local language. Now, introduction of IVR helped Viamo to reach the unreached people in Indonesia. In the remote areas where people do not have access to internet, but also people who do not have an Android phone and people who do not speak English. This technology, the system has been customized for these people to include them in the digital innovations. The second was from Mr. Vincent Anga, and he introduced the Sayur box. Sayur box has been developed as a goal to connect the farmers directly to the market. So it's a kind of a value chain approach, digital system, digital platform, where the farmers can use Sayur box to sell their products and get income stability, because it creates a supply and demand balance. So the people who are on the platform, whether they are sellers or consumers, they can put in their own, the sellers put in what they have, the consumers put in what they need, and thus it helps to build that connection between the consumers and the producers. Sayurbox supports marketing for rice farmers also. So rather than having Sayurbox get a branded distributor, people or the farmers become a partner in the Sayurbox. This technology, when it was introduced, there were a lot of questions locally, like how it works, etc. especially the extension agents who work directly with the farmers. And most of the farmers always tell them that it's difficult to reach to the market or have that information of the market. So this tool was very welcomed by the government partners, the officials, the NGOs, as one of the platforms that can be introduced to the farmers and to improve their incomes using this digital platform. The next session was on inspiration, where we talked about different tools and platforms which have been developed and which are helping either to improve the income of the farmers or to reduce the environmental footprints. The first one was from BSIP, SDLP. SDLP is their land resource organization within the Ministry of Agriculture. And they have developed this Katam system, which is an information system based on GIS and remote sensing. The system helps to provide the right timing of planting for the farmers. Now, this information has helped farmers to produce more rice, like around 2 ton per hectare of increased production of rice, 0.7 ton per hectare increased in production of corn, and 2 ton per hectare for soybean, just with the information that is being provided on when is the right time to plant. So the systems like these, the platforms and the digital systems can help the producers, the farmers in Indonesia, and guide them on when they need to plant the crop, but also help them in providing other information like harvest area, what would be the productivity and production, fertilizer, irrigation conditions, etc. This is not only for the farmers, but also for other stakeholders in the system. For example, for the fertilizer industry, which was present over here, were also interested. Like, this can be very helpful on knowing where they have to channel their fertilizers and when in the market. So these systems are really inspiring different stakeholders in the agri-food value chains to get better information to the farmers, but also to make the systems more efficient. The second case was shared by Ms. Devi Nurpitasari from Nestle Indonesia, and they are using Rice Crop Manager. It is a web-based tool developed by IRI for providing improved information on water management and fertilizer management to their rice sourcing farmers. The main objective for using the tool was that they wanted to reduce their carbon emissions from the rice fields of their rice sourcing farmers. The tool helps them to the farmers to adopt alternate wetting and drying, but also optimum time of fertilizer application and the optimum amount of fertilizer application, which helps the farmers to reduce the water use, but also to optimize the fertilizer use and reduce both methane and nitrous oxide. The idea is to reduce the carbon footprints of their rice farms. Through the adoption of the recommendation from the tool, Nestle has been able to reduce the carbon emissions from their rice sourcing farms to an amount of around 2 tons CO2 equivalent per hectare. Potential collaboration, use of Katam and Rice Crop Manager together was also discussed during this. There was very active discussions where, the BSIP people, when they showed the use of Katam and Rice Crop Manager as a potential pathway of taking that information to the farmer, was explored. We are already in discussion with both the agencies to see how it can be built together for the benefit of the farmers. The last session was on inclusion. And the first presentation was from Mr. Andy Ikwan. from Mercy Corps Indonesia, who talked about empowering women in the farming communities through digital solutions. So they have developed digital social networks, which helps to promote their businesses with special focus on women communities. So Mercy Corps acts as a facilitator for needs assessment, namely mapping farmers' problem, what they need, what is being used till today, who provides it, conduct the gap analysis, and from the gap, who should be invited to provide the solutions for the farmers. The strategy is to get women involved. They specifically target women by inclusion of women extension workers, and which can help them to talk to the women farmers in a more efficient way. They have already seen that with use of this strategy, they have been able to engage with farmers, especially women farmers, more effectively. The next case was provided by Mr. Nana from Ricolto, Indonesia, who talked about inclusive businesses. Now, when we talk about inclusion, it's not only about women. We need to include a lot of other people who have not been still reached, people who are in remote areas, people who do not have access to digital solutions right now, who do not have access to internet, or who are not aware about all these digital solutions, innovations which are there already for them. Ricolto helps or are keen to build inclusive businesses, and they look for methods to organize the farmers to carry out collective marketing. They form kind of a farmer cooperatives, and they work through these cooperatives. So for them, like, inclusive business must be economically profitable and also responsible for the environment and society. They aim to improve the products, ensure the supply by investing in smallholder farmers, bringing these smallholder farmers as farmer cooperatives, and thus strengthening the production sector of the farmers. I think, as Joe mentioned in the beginning, the main idea was for these side events was to encourage collaboration, also to share more insights into what people have been doing at a country level. This particular event in Jakarta, was quite successful because as an outcome of this event, we have already initiated a lot of discussions among different people who came and who presented over here. There was already discussions between government sector, private sectors, NGOs, all coming together to see that how they can bring in their solutions together for the benefit of the farmers. With this, I'll end my presentation. Thank you so much, Jao, for giving an opportunity to share these insights with the other participants.
Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing this. I wish I was there, but probably I didn't understand what they are presenting. But I mean, again, it's just so great to see how well this event came about. Yeah, thanks again for just taking the lead to make this first satellite event such a successful one. So again, there is another satellite event happening right now in Mexico for Latin American countries. So they are also watching the sessions that we are organizing globally, and they also have their own session. And some of the sessions were also streamed to our global event yesterday in Spanish language. And from here, we also are planning another event in India in December in Hyderabad, and we may have another one in Accra soon. So I think we will just continuously expanding the range and reach of this satellite event for next 6 months. So yeah, we are quite excited about it. And yeah, if your organization, anybody participating in this session today are also interested in organizing your own satellite event, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to support you to make that happen. So with that, Femi, maybe we should organize one in Nigeria. Why haven't we thought about that? Maybe we should we should do something in your neighborhood, your country.
Actually, I was actually thinking about that. You mentioned Accra, like, why not Nigeria? We should have it in
Exactly.
Nigeria too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be looking. We can do that.
Okay, so with that, yeah, I will hand the floor over to Femi. So that was actually a perfect segue to wrap up the day. So where are we and how are we doing, Femi?
Awesome. Thank you, Jao. So as I monitored social media and seeing the interaction of the next gen leaders, what they're actually having, I feel something special is actually happening. Something is growing. So, and I can't actually just wait to see what the three brings to us. I wish I could actually meet and interact with all 2,500 plus registrants that are actually here. And I encourage you all to interact with each other. Click on people's profile, send them chat and network. It's free. Do that, chat with them, engage with them, network with them. Together, each of you will make impact, will be more impactful if we put our great minds together and work with one another. So ICT4Hack community, and that is the wrap for day 2. By the way, some of us this day rode into day 3. I mean, from day 2 to day 3, and I will just continue on this through as we engage together in few hours. So sections will be open again in the next 4 hours or so. So when we get back together in few hours, we will open our first section. That's for day 3, with an exciting announcement of the Inspire Challenge winners. Wow. So we'll see you then. Thank you.